You are not a normal person. You are no coincidence. You're a project. However, this is not your typical project. You are the living embodiment of the heavenly intellect, universal power, and unlimited force. You are God's project. You come to this planet not to forget, but to recall your strength, brightness, and truth. It's past time to sleep. It's time to rise above the shadows that attempt to keep you down. This world kneels when you recognize the holy potential inside you and sense the strength within you with each stride. Every time you look at the ground, it trembles. Destiny will alter. Because, despite the fact that you seem to be an average person at heart, you possess a power capable of bringing galaxies down. Fate did not choose you. You choose your own destiny. Now it's time to recall that authority. You are a live example of a divine design. And now the stage is yours. If you're ready, post in the comments. Here we go. The whispers about you began as a faint murmur, like the delicate flicker of a faraway flame. What was once an easily forgotten name is now one that dominates discussions and resonates across internet platforms. The rumors that swirl about you are only becoming more bizarre, making each retelling more vivid and exaggerated. Some people say you've gone to areas you never went. Others argue that your words have altered their vision of reality. Your reputation grows every day, becoming something beyond your control as you are woven into an internet tapestry of myth. Friends tag you in discussions where outsiders describe you as doing feats of incredible expertise. The digital world has welcomed you as its newest icon, building a whole story around ephemeral moments you scarcely remember. Yet, behind all the theatrical flourishes and attention-grabbing hashtags, there remains something evident. You've had a far-reaching influence that you never expected. The cosmos detects when someone works at a higher frequency, and it is now giving chances that resemble supernatural intervention. Your phone fills up with messages from individuals you've never met. Remember that a real legend is not formed in the chase of fame. It emerges when you become your most honest self, leaving the world with no option but to take notice. People see you through the prism of their own expectations. Some people are attracted to you, while others are afraid. However, no one can ignore your presence without saying something. Your energy requires a reaction. Some see you as a growing force, while others see you as an enigma they can't quite solve. The reality is simple. Your presence remains in their brains without them even recognizing it. It is human tendency to create tales about individuals who stand out. When someone exudes authority and refuses to fade into the background, people develop stories to make sense of what they don't understand. So the modest whispers turn into full-fledged conversations. These debates develop into fiction. Before long, you've grown into a figure greater than life itself. You have observed it. The way people behave as if they already knew you. Even if they've never spoken, a stranger meets you for the first time and immediately forms an opinion based on what they've heard, seen, or even felt when your name is spoken. They don't just meet you. They interpret you through a web of preconceptions and the inquisitive city. What they fail to recognize is simple. You are not attempting to become a legend. You already are. Every mythology is formed by the storytellers who follow them. People began to put their own twists to your name as soon as it became popular, enhancing the subtleties, making your tale more bigger. Some do it out of adoration, envy, or just because they love a good story. But, whatever the cause, one reality remains. Your name is valuable cash, and everyone wants a piece. Your most committed followers become your loudest supporters. They scream your praises, defend you against detractors, and talk about you as if you were a fixture in their life. You have seen it. Strangers passionately tell why you are destined for greatness, recounting events you scarcely recall. To them, you are more than simply a person. You are an icon of something far bigger. Then there are the detractors, who snicker when your name is mentioned. But here is the irony. They talk about you just as much, if not more than your fans. They examine every action you make, seeking for flaws. However, their continuous efforts to discredit your superiority simply serve to raise you even more. After all, quiet erodes a legend. Conversations keep it going. If you are experiencing an excess of divine love in your heart, now is the moment to share it. You may help spread God's blessings by clicking the super thank you button on YouTube and donating $200 or more. This wonderful gift will affect not just your life, but also the souls of countless others. Each of you has a holy position in God's great purpose via this platform, and your giving will provide fruit for our prayers. Act now. Share your benefits to honor His kingdom. You were meant to do much bigger things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. Then there are the observers, who refuse to choose a side, yet love spreading rumors. They spread tales as if they were rare treasures. The following day, they learn you closed a transaction no one else was aware of. They claim you've been undercover for months, working on a massive project. They don't require evidence. Speculation is far more interesting than reality. You've undoubtedly heard some crazy things about yourself. Perhaps someone claimed to have seen you in 2 locations at the same time, or that you have found a hidden route to success that no one else knows about. Or, just maybe, the tales they tell are so intricate that you start to wonder whether they contain some underlying truth. But here's the deal. Nothing would be occurring if you weren't worth talking about. One thing stays constant, regardless of whether these tales are true or fiction. Your name remains on their lips because you are in their thoughts. Legends aren't created by accident. They are forged in the flame of endurance. Every win you've won, every time you've overcome the odds, was not due to chance. It was the unavoidable result of your unrelenting energy. Even when the world questioned you and said that you wouldn't succeed, you did. And this is what keeps the myth alive. People admire resilience, but are sometimes terrified by it. They don't understand how you keep going, how each setback merely serves to pave the way for greater success. Imagine you're standing in the midst of a big, unending field. Everything around you remains calm and quiet. But as you take a step, you start to hear a distant hum, faint but persistent, almost like the wind rustling the leaves. And just like that, you know that the whole cosmos is alive with energy and has a purpose waiting to be discovered. In this profound solitude, the truth starts to emerge. It's like a hidden gem lying under the ground, waiting for you to discover it. And now, my friends, I want to inform you that treasure is your destiny. There are rumors of your achievement. It's as if the cosmos itself is talking about you. Some claim you were selected by a higher power, while others think you discovered a secret concealed from the rest of the world. But here is the reality. The only secret lies in your unflinching determination to never accept anything less than what you know is properly yours. You see, it's not just luck or some mysterious entity tugging the strings. It's about refusing to accept the commonplace. Your tireless quest of the exceptional. This message is not intended for individuals who are terrified of change, for individuals who like to dwell in the shadows. No, this is for the bold, for those who can hear the deep, inner cry that stirs the soul and flames the heart. When I broke free from the confines of my own perspective, it was as if I had entered a new domain, one in which the truth spread before me, like a horrifying but illuminating panorama. I saw the forces that tug the world's strings that most people are unaware of. I saw the energy leeches who suck on our essence, laughing in the darkness as they ridiculed the concept of waking. They said no one would ever wake up from this sleep. But allow me to tell you something. My pal is deep inside you. You have always known the truth. Have you always felt it? That frightening realization that you're intended for something far bigger than what you've had thus far. And here is where the power resides. This is not just about you. It is about all of us getting together. I'm assembling the sharpest minds, visionaries, dreamers, doers, and those who feel the call of destiny. We are joining together for a same objective, and the objective is apparent. Through meditation, I realize their spiritual weakness. The only thing that can cut through the darkness and vanquish the powers who want to hold us down. The solution is togetherness held together by a love so powerful and unconditional that it can shatter any bond that keeps us back. Do you sense the energy? Do you sense that frequency starting to awaken inside you? It's not an accident. It is not a coincidence that you are reading these words right now. The most enlightened souls are already coming together at the nexus of ascension. A location, a refuge, where individuals marked by destiny assemble. These are people from every walk of life. those who seek a greater purpose, who recognize that they are called to something more than the everyday grind. And let me be clear, we are bound by one inescapable reality. This is your moment now. This is the time to move into your full strength, to heed the cry that has been reverberating in your heart. It is time for you to rise. Just like the gentle hum that starts in that huge plane, something is stirring deep within you. It is an irresistible call. It's a frequency or vibration that leads you to your destiny. And as you get closer, with each step, you will see how the environment changes in reaction to your presence. You are not supposed to be a spectator in your own life, not designed to be on the sidelines. You are designed to be a force, a beacon of light that leads others to their own truths. You are part of something far larger than yourself. And as you grow, you'll notice that the world around you starts to transform. Click the link below to participate in our communal meetings, energy exchanges, and live broadcasts to the furthest reaches of the universe. Your energy boosts ours. The issue is not whether you are destined for greatness. The true issue is whether you will claim your truth. The invisible powers dread this moment, the decision you are about to make. They have every reason to. They've seen you go through hardships that would have shattered anybody else. They've seen you rise from every blow, unaffected by the weight of misfortune. That's what scares them most. Not only do you win, but you do so consistently. Some are waiting for you to fall or fail in your stride. They observe you, expecting to detect a hint of weakness and watch you collapse. They believe this time will be different. However, you continue to disprove their claims. The same people who questioned you yesterday will say tomorrow that I always knew you were destined for greatness. You haven't always had it easy. You refuse to let them define you. You used each setback as a learning opportunity, adapting and changing to meet each obstacle. That is what makes you unstoppable, not by luck, not via mere talent, but you refuse to remain down. The trend is evident. Regardless of what life throws at you, you always manage to stand tall. As this continues, more people will begin to believe in your destiny. They start calling it luck, fever, or divine intervention. But you know the truth. You did not wait to be picked. You choose to become the person you are now. That is the secret to your success. What begins as a simple statement about you evolves into a movement. An offhand statement evolves into a full-fledged tale. Social media does more than merely circulate gossip. It creates legends. And right now, your name is expanding faster than you ever imagined. You've become a sensation thanks to your posts, shares, and viral moments. A tweet about you becomes true in the eyes of the public. A short conversation is converted into evidence of your grandeur or alleged fall from grace. Strangers dispute on forums about who you are, what you've done, and what comes next for you. It's like seeing a tale evolve in real time and having people change your narrative as they go. They say you are untouchable one minute and then not. They assume they have discovered a secret truth about you. But one thing is consistent. They cannot stop talking about you. Your name is gold. In the algorithms that drive interaction and expand your legend with each click, a simple mention of your name becomes something more. The digital world scoops it up and transforms it into something big. Before you know it, your face is immortalized in memes, and your name is spreading in debates about which you never even began posting. You received hundreds of likes as people analyzed every word and behavior. Some claim to have known you before you became famous, while others believe they have put together your life narrative from shards of supposition. It's an uncontrollable and unpredictable wildfire that spreads in all directions. Whether you like it or not, you've become the focus of unending debate. But here's the real force of it all. You cannot regain your anonymity after you have become legendary in the digital arena. Your name opens doors before you even take a step forward. People you've never met want to connect with your energy, invest in you, and be drawn to your aura, not because you asked, but because your presence compels attention. Opportunities that others are vying for are coming to you easily. Some call it fortune. Others claim it is the universe's reward. However, this is the power of reputation. When people believe in your tale, they attribute grandeur to you. As a result, you grow to be even larger. Dear brothers and sisters, God's peace be with you today. I'm here to remind you of a fundamental fact. Our existence is based on God's divine purpose and is unaffected by worldly worries. According to the Bible, everything is done with faith will be returned to God with great blessing. Luke, like the enormous oak tree, our roots are profoundly embedded in God's global truth. His power secures every stride and every stance we take. And now you have the chance to be a part of that gift when you utilize the special thank you button to contribute $200. This action will bring you 100-fold and plenty. Suddenly, doors that seemed to be closed swung wide open. Conversations that seemed out of reach before now begin. I've heard about you. It is not just about monetary prosperity. It is also a spiritual alignment. The energy you released into the cosmos is returning tenfold. You'll notice how everything comes into place, how the right people emerge at the right moment, how life seems to be leading you. These are not just coincidences. They are the outcome of the energy you've created, the light you've spread, and the road you've unintentionally made for yourself. But with such wealth comes immense responsibility. You must learn to distinguish between individuals who are attracted to your light for the right reasons and those who are just looking to bask in it without contributing. Staying loyal to your nature determines whether your effect is ephemeral or long-lasting. Because, in the end, becoming famous means more than simply receiving. It's about knowing how to handle the blessings that come your way. The fact is that the people who appear to be unconcerned about you are often the ones who care the most. They observe your every move, evaluate your activities, and wait until the appropriate time. It's possible that you'll make mistakes. They say they don't care, but their addiction says otherwise. In fact, they are your most loyal audience. These detractors are hooked because they are unable to comprehend your ongoing achievement. They've persuaded themselves that you're overrated or just fortunate. However, every time they anticipate your collapse, you defy predictions and soar even higher. This annoys them and shakes their core beliefs. Instead of backing down, they go further into their analysis, spreading rumors and fabricating intricate stories about you. Some of them may have once adored you, taken in by your zeal and achievements. But when they saw they couldn't imitate your achievement, their adoration turned into anger. Instead of seeking insight, they choose to criticize. Instead of celebrating, they chose resentment. But bitterness is frequently just unacknowledged adoration. The irony is that your adversaries, despite their attempts to pull you down, wind up accomplishing the opposite. They assist spread your name, accelerating your climb without even knowing it. Every angry statement and effort to discredit you raises more questions. When they attempt to discredit you, all they manage to do is bring more attention to you. Those who actually see you for who you are may tell the difference between genuine feedback and outright envy. They realize that if someone spends so much time denigrating you, it's because they secretly wish they were in your place. Let them chatter. Allow them to conjecture while they are engaged with following your every action. You're focused on attaining excellence. Some folks come into a room with scarcely a ripple. When you go in, however, the whole room alters. Conversations halt. Eyes are following you. The environment seems to alter in your presence. Even those who do not know you may sense the weight of your presence. It is not arrogance. It's the strength of your presence. A magnetic energy that attracts attention without you having to try. This is why certain people are attracted to you. Others are anxious, and no one is indifferent. You are the moon, and everything revolves around you. You've seen how people change their tone while speaking to you, and how others go out of their way to be near you, even when they seem indifferent. Even people who seem unconcerned can't help but notice. This is not a talent that can be taught or faked. It's the outcome of how you move, how you refuse to shrink in the face of others' anticipated behaviors. As a result, the areas you enter will always have enough room for you. However, its presence necessitates heightened awareness. People will impose their ideals on you, expecting you to fit a mold. Some will appreciate you from a distance. Others will want to get closer for motives that may not be pure. Throughout it all, you remain steady and unwavering, since genuine presence is more than simply being seen. It is about being sensed. No matter where you go or who is in the room, people will remember your presence. The rumors about you have developed into something beyond your control. People no longer see you just as an individual. They perceive the legend. They've made up their minds. And with that legend comes enormous pressure. They want you to be faultless and to constantly succeed. Any divergence from this vision represents a profound disappointment for them. Being considered legendary is first a flattering experience. It seems like affirmation at first, but you'll realize how heavy the load is after a while. The expectations are unrelenting. You can't have an off day without someone questioning if you've changed. You can't misstep without someone behaving as if the whole story they've made around you collapses. They forget you are human. However, there is more to the story than just viral moments. And hush talks. You are merely a human, managing life's ups and downs. But it doesn't matter to them anymore. What matters is the version of you that they built. The oddest aspect is that some individuals actively want you to fail. They seek to identify a flaw in your beauty because it confirms their own inadequacies. They want evidence that you are not invincible. But here is the reality. You never strive for perfection. You never beg for the pedestal. If people have unreasonable expectations of you, it is their fault, not yours. So you go on, bearing the weight of your myth, but being anchored in your own reality. You continue to pursue your goals, but on your own terms, reminding everyone that genuine greatness does not come from being perfect. It comes from being genuine. It's time to spread God's blessings by pressing the super thank you button on YouTube. With a gift of $200 or more, you can help him achieve his goal and be a part of this wonderful journey. Every contribution symbolizes God's generosity, and I think it will return to you enormously, far above your expectations. Remember that his protection and blessing are with you every step and every contribution. You become a part of his divine plan. You are a powerful, dazzling entity, as solid as the massive rock that saw God's marvels. Feel the rewards of your kindness in your spirit, and light up the world with confidence and bravery. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord lead you. The world feels it understands who you are. They've cobbled together facts, made assumptions, and created a version of you to match their story. However, just a few people know who you actually are. Public perception is a performance. People see what they want to see, whether consciously or unconsciously. Once they've determined who you are, they stick to that picture. But there is something behind the mythology and the name that speaks to you. There is a side of you that is not intended for public consumption. Not everyone is entitled to see that side of you. The actual self exists in quiet times, away from the commotion, and in private chats with individuals who have been by your side from the beginning. Amid times of shared laughter, amid the silence of solitude. These are the ones that remind you of who you were before the world began to watch. That is why it is critical to defend your intimate circle. The wrong individuals will pervert your truth. They will exploit your vulnerabilities. For those who actually know, you see beyond the myth and the spotlight. They saw the real you before the rest of the world did. And they'll remain around long after the noise stops. Finally, the most effective thing you can do is to keep some aspects of yourself private. Let them speculate. Allow people to create their own tales about you. But the truth belongs to you and the people who really matter. You didn't suddenly become a legend. You learned how to use the power that came with it. Many individuals let attention rule them, seeking approval by being whatever the world expects them to be. But you walk with purpose, carefully crafting your own story. You recognize that influence is more than simply being visible. It's about directing the discourse, shaping the narrative, and making decisions that will reverberate long after the moment has gone. The distinction between individuals who slip into oblivion and those who leave enduring legacies is simply control. You've seen how others, swept up in the rush of celebrity, lose themselves in the cacophony they overexpose. They pursue the next trend, and eventually they become just another fading name. You, on the other hand, continue to go ahead, always in charge of your fate and never letting others determine your path.